I had to get an extra job, and I was working a lot, and so they agreed, him and Sarah agreed to keep her down there and let her live with them on a temporary basis about 5 weeks before he died. And so 5 weeks before he died, she was living down there. If I needed something, I would ask him to keep her, and if I needed something, he would always keep her, anything.
Father of Jason Boston, even though we may have not, certainly don't remember everything, but there's something there that he knows that that's his daddy, even though he's just be 2 years old. And Kenzie talks about him quite a bit, but her really what sticks out with me, her saying right now about him is that her daddy is in hell, had gone to bed and wasn't asleep, but my wife, I sleep, Jason is dead. And I remember thinking, you know, this can't. So I got up and went down. I said, well, what's happened? She said, well, it was on fire and Jason's dead. I said, well, you know, that can't be right. If
can I find out anything? He said, pull over, and they told me to pull over to the side. And I pulled over, and we were sitting there and waited a few minutes, and just a while, one of the deputies came down, and I said, what's going on? He said, well, there's been a fire, and said, some didn't make it out. He said, no. I said, I'm sorry, he didn't make it out. And that's when I guess it hit me that, you know, it was real, that it was happening, because I just kind of remember just sort of losing it, me and my wife, and we had Kenzie with us, and she was, I know it scared her, because both me and my wife were crying and carrying on like that. And I said, well, they come out and told him, I remember her saying that, you know, he just went to his knees, and it was, you know, just, we were all tore all to pieces. And we tried to explain Kenzie, you know, that her dad, like I say, she's only 3, so wasn't even 3 then. She was just 2, I guess, because her birthday's not till the 20th. So, and that was on the 3rd. And she didn't, I know she didn't understand, but we just tried to explain that her daddy was gone, and because she was just hanging on to us, clinging to us, because we were so upset. We kept waiting. Father of Jason Boston, really, Jason's the only one that could get Jared out of the house. He has a tendency not to get outside, but he'd always get outside with his dad, I know that, and do things. I know that even he'd take him fishing. He could do about anything, very artistic. I've got a few things yet at home where when he broke his hand, that he even did left-handed, that amazed me, that he painted our house. It done such a good job on it with a broken hand. That was amazing.
But me and the kids came on home after we went to bed. And my dad came in there and woke me up and was trying not to wake Jared up. And he just said, they said the jail was on fire. And I just remember thinking, oh, I bet they're all standing out there waiting. You know, I figured that as we were leaving, you know, I was imagining in my mind, I just figured all the guys would be standing out there because these were just the guys. And you never would have thought of them not being out there waiting to be put somewhere else. You know, I mean, any of them that I knew wouldn't have ran anyway. And I just remember thinking, I wonder what he'll have to say about this. I wonder what story he'll have to tell me about this. I wonder what's happened. Because whenever he did talk about things, he made it in a way that I just soaked it in. I love to hear, I'd love to hear him now. But we were passing the ambulances and I started getting a little worried. I guess we passed about 4 or 5 before I finally got to Bakersville. But you couldn't hardly get there because there were so many people. They told him that he had a choice between 72 hours community service or 72 hours in lieu of community service. And I'm going to go ahead and do the 72 hours. Whatever community service they might have given him, I don't know how that really works exactly, but I asked him, I said, why don't you just stay home? I don't want you to go, why don't you just, he's like, I got to get this done. You know, he said, but, you know, everything's going to be all right. And he said, just 3 days, and I'll be home. I mean, I know it's odd to think that he was happy, but he was. Things are going to be better. You know, I've got me a job, you know, and he felt lucky that he could do the community service instead of having to stick around because, you know, that might have gotten away for his working, but we worked in the garden that day. And then we had to go through the barn and go through all kinds of stuff, and oh gosh. But we went on a walk with the kids and their strollers and stuff. We had a really good day that day before he went.
I come out and told him, I remember her saying that, you know, he just went to his knees. And we were all there, and it was, you know, just, we were all tore all to pieces. And we tried to explain Candy, you know, that her dad, like I say, she's only 3, so wasn't even 3 then. She was just 2, I guess, because her birthday's not till the 20th. So, and that was on the 3rd. And I know she didn't understand, but we just tried to explain that her daddy was gone, and because she was just hanging on to us, clinging to us.